Apple is one of the biggest tech companies in the world. People know it for iPhones, iPads, and MacBooks. But behind the scenes, Apple is also building something amazing, a robot-powered factory that's changing the way products are made. Most people think factories are full of loud machines and workers with tools. But Apple's factory looks more like a science lab from the future. It's clean, quiet, and filled with smart machines that build, test, and even recycle devices, all on their own. What secret robot inside Apple's factory can take apart 200 iPhones an hour without breaking a sweat? Stick around, because this robot might be the most surprising thing Apple has ever made. Apple's secret factory. Deep inside Apple's supply chain is a factory that doesn't just build iPhones. It thinks about how to make them better, faster, and greener. This special place isn't open to the public. Few people get to see it. But it's where Apple tests out robot arms, machine learning, and new materials before they go into your next phone. Instead of humans doing everything by hand, Apple uses robots to do most of the hard work. They move tiny screws, place delicate parts, and even scan for tiny errors that are too small for human eyes to catch. Everything is timed perfectly. Each step is controlled by smart computers, making the whole process super fast and super clean. The Daisy robot, Apple's recycling genius. Now let's talk about the robot we teased earlier. Her name is Daisy. Daisy is one of Apple's most advanced robots. But she doesn't make iPhones. She takes them apart. That's right. Daisy's job is to recycle old iPhones. She can take apart 200 iPhones every single hour, carefully removing the battery, screen, screws, and other parts, all without damaging anything. Why is this important? Because inside every iPhone, there are tiny bits of valuable metals like gold, silver, cobalt, and rare earth materials. These things are hard to find and expensive to mine. Instead of digging up more from the earth, Apple uses Daisy to harvest these materials from old phones and reuse them. It's good for business, and even better for the planet. Apple says Daisy can recognize 23 different types of iPhone models and take them apart with extreme accuracy. She's not just fast, she's careful. She knows exactly where each screw goes, where each wire is hidden, and how to remove things without snapping or bending anything. Factory robots with supervision. Inside Apple's production lines, there are also robot arms with something called computer vision. This means the robots don't just move blindly. They see what they're doing. These machines use special cameras and sensors to check if parts are in the right place, if something is scratched, or if a phone needs to be removed from the line. This saves time, money, and avoids mistakes. Before a human even notices a problem, the robot already fixed it or pulled it out. Apple also uses machine learning to teach these robots to improve over time. If the robot makes a mistake today, it learns from that mistake and gets better tomorrow. Just like a student gets smarter in school, Apple's robots get smarter with every iPhone they build. The smart supply chain. Apple's robots aren't just inside one factory. They're part of a giant supply chain that reaches across the world. Apple works with over 200 suppliers in countries like China, Vietnam, India, and the United States. Every factory in this chain has to follow strict rules about quality, timing, and now, automation. In many of these places, Apple is adding robots to help with speed and safety. Some robots put pieces together, others move boxes around, some scan devices to make sure everything works perfectly. But the coolest part? These robots all talk to each other. Not with words, of course, but with data. Every time something is built, scanned, or moved, a signal goes to Apple's central system. This system can track every product in real time. That means Apple always knows where everything is, how long it took to build, and whether something went wrong. It's like a giant brain watching over the whole supply chain, making sure every phone, tablet, and laptop is made just right. Clean factories and green robots. Apple doesn't just want smart factories, it wants clean ones too. In fact, Apple has promised that all of its factories will run on 100% clean energy. That means no pollution, no smoke, and no waste harming the earth. So how do robots help with that? Well, robots are super efficient. They use just the right amount of power, materials, and time. They don't make many mistakes, so less stuff gets thrown away. And in some Apple factories, solar panels and wind turbines help power the robots, not coal or oil. This helps Apple reach its goal of becoming carbon neutral, which means the company won't be adding extra carbon pollution to the air. Even Daisy, the iPhone recycling robot, is part of this plan. By saving rare metals and parts, she helps Apple reuse materials instead of mining new ones, which saves energy and protects the planet. Testing the future, Apple is always thinking ahead. At its special testing labs, new robots are being built and trained to do things humans can't or shouldn't. Some robots test how tough an iPhone screen is by dropping it over and over. Others press buttons hundreds of times to make sure they don't break. There are even robots that test water resistance, charging strength, and camera focus, all without a person touching the phone. These tests help Apple build better devices that last longer and don't need to be fixed as often. But this isn't just about phones. Apple is also testing robots for wearable tech, smart glasses, and maybe even cars one day. The idea is simple. Let machines do the hard work so humans can focus on big ideas. Apple's factories don't look like what most people imagine. They're more like robot cities, full of machines that move, think, and even recycle. From Daisy, the iPhone-eating robot, to smart arms with computer vision, Apple is using robots to change how things are made. Want more stories like this? Hit like, subscribe, and keep watching. We've got more tech secrets coming soon.